Hey everyone, welcome back. So for today's video, I'm going to talk about Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra. And if you haven't watched my previous videos, you can go and watch that about Venus. And also, please don't forget to check the description below for the consultation or for the classes and everything. There is so many upcoming events. And I'm also going to teach astrology, which is the easiest way to understand yourself. So let's go for the topic of today. So Venus in Dhanishta. Dhanishta is ruled by Mars energy. So Venus here and Mars is also here. As you all know, if you're very basic, you know that Venus is love and Mars is also actions. So this people, for the people who have Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra, you definitely will have desire to have relationship, to have marriage, to have that soulmates. You do have that, and please don't ignore it. It's something very common thing for human to have that. It's not something wrong. The another thing about the Dhanishta Nakshatra is material wealth but empty heart. So here's the thing. Venus here represents these people have the desire, but they may have high expectations, or in your previous relationship there will be a lot of high expectation from your partner that it may leads to breakup, or it may leads to have that dissatisfaction in relationship for the people who have Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra. So the thing is, Venus here will definitely brings the wealth, but the issue is people who have this placement, not your partner, you, for the people who have Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra, you will see, you will gain the material wealth, the wealth that around of this world, you will gain it, but deep down you will feel empty because you want to have that love, you want to have that care from someone, but you may have high expectations that you ended up looking at someone for their flaws, or you will always tend to end up with a partner who have the energy of your Mars sign, your Mars nakshatras. So just look at your Mars nakshatra in your chart and see if it represents the partner, your previous partner, or the partner you are living in right now. If it is matching, then most definitely this is about Venus and Mars is coming together. This is how the Dhanishta nakshatra represents. Also, the thing going on with Dhanishta nakshatra, where it represents celibacy and everything. But one thing I would say is Venus in Dhanishta here is not really all the time it represents the celibacy, or there's no relationship, there's no love. No, it's actually Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra people are someone who really love to have that love in their life. They want to get married, they want to have that family, but they may have fear. As I say, whatever, wherever or whatever nakshatra your Mars is represents in your chart, then you will definitely see that that will actually be yourself. For people who have Venus as your Atma Karka, you can see this clearly plays out as in your life. You no need to look for in your partner, but you will see this is playing out in your life. So people who have Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra, the one thing that can give that peace of mind for you is the occult signs. For example, you are watching me now because you have interest or you have curiosity. Oh, I have this placement. What I want to see what people are saying about this. That's why you are watching my video right now. So Venus in Dhanishta people, this will actually gives you a peace of mind knowing it. Whenever you are getting to know to the spiritual side, to the occult signs, it actually makes your mind a bit of peace. Or else you are someone who can be very much overthinking person. So the opposite nakshatras are Ashleisha and Magha nakshatra, which is very strong nakshatras and represents royalty in a person. This you can have it, or your partner will be someone who is into luxury, born into a very well-to-do family. They have very strong ancestors' wealth, or they are coming from, you know, generation, very strong generation. They know who are their grandparents and then who are their ancestors, all this stuff. And they also someone who can be doing the ancestors rituals also. They can do a ritual that is coming down generation by generation from the family they are born into. So this is like they will have, I mean, Ashlisha is the Nagas. They are the world of occult science, and Maga is Kedu's Nakshatra. So your partner will actually helps you to gain more knowledge into occult science, into spirituality, into tantra, mantra, all the stuff. You probably will be someone who don't have interest into all of this, or you will have interest into this, but you won't have participated into it, or you don't really pursue to know it. But your partner will be actually someone who will make you to lead the spiritual path. So another thing about Dhanishta is, whenever you're having a partner, regardless of be it man or woman, if you're having this placement, always respect your partner and do not ever use any kind of bad words or any kind of how to say, whenever there's an argument, try to be calm and do not get into their bad sides, because that is one of the karma that represents for this Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra, for people who have Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra. Because you came here to pay your karma to your partner. For the Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra people, your partner is definitely someone who's from your past life, from your karma from your past life. So you need to clear it out. Always remember that. So the next thing is, your partner will be royal and very well educated in mantras and shastras. They love mysticism and occult knowledge is natural thing for them. Born with the knowledge of occult and will guide you towards spiritual and occult world. As I say, your partner is definitely someone who have the natural the gift of knowledge, the occult knowledge, and also someone who have very strong intuition type of people. So sometimes they will say something to you, don't do that, it might not work out, and it may happen to you, but you won't listen. So for people who have Venus in the Nakshatra, every time you're looking at your partner, just look at them like a goddess Lakshmi or goddess Saraswati, because they are the one who will come into your life and make your life better, and also will increase your wealth and also your knowledge. So always look at them as someone who's guiding you in that way. In that sense, at least it will help both of you to understand each other's and accept each other's. So another thing about Dhanishta is, as I say, it is ruled by Mars. The Mars is already known as the short temper. There is a temper, your action, and also it also represents one of the malefic planet. So Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra, be careful with your actions, with your words, and with your anger, because it may leads to breakup, it may leads to dissatisfaction in relationship. The one thing about Venus in Dhanishta is, every time whenever you are getting into a relationship, accept the person for whoever, for however they are. Do not even for a second think that, oh, I can change them, oh, I can make them better. You can't. We can't change another person. We can't make them better. It is their karma to be that way, and it is your karma to be this way. We born this way in a certain way because it is coming from past life karma. If you're watching me in this video for Venus in Dhanishta people, if you don't have any kind of beliefs of past life karma or anything, then I think this is not going to make you understand what I am saying here. So I have strong beliefs with past life karma, and we are here to clear our karma, and also we are finding that final thing, moksha. We all are finding that, right? So this is what for Venus in Dhanishta people, where you need to understand you are paying off your karma. So whatever the disagreement is coming up, always try to find a solution. Don't try to run away, or don't try to instantly break it off, because Venus in Dhanishta people tend to do that. They may tend to do that. So for people who have Venus in Dhanishta, it's better for you to understand what is the issues going on and try to make it work between both of you, you and your partner. So for this is finally I'm saying about men right now, because most of the time I always talk about women for Venus, because Venus naturally represents women. So Venus in Dhanishta naturally represents women. So whenever for women to understand yourself, look at Venus, look at moon, because moon and Venus are represents women. For men, they need to look at Jupiter or Saturn or Mars, because that are masculine's energy. Mercury is like neutral, it doesn't have gender. So Mercury can represent both man and woman. So the thing is, whenever Venus is coming here for the women who have this placement, make sure to understand you always have your own source of income. And when have Venus in the Dhanishta Nakshatra, whenever you are associating your partner into your business, make sure to understand that they are your partner. You are not being the leader, or you're not being the boss here. You need to accept your partner as the equal level here, or else this is not going to work out for you, for the woman. And for the men, for the men who have this nakshatra, very specifically Dhanishta Nakshatra, Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra, I can say you need to respect your partner as a goddess, as a queen. They are your queen. They are the Lakshmi of your house. They are the one who will bring the wealth into your life. So when you're not respecting them, it is going to affect whatever that you gain, you may lose it. So that's where the issue will start within, for the men who have a Venus in a Dhanishta Nakshatra. And you must respect and bow to your wife. And one time you are so for the men who have this placement, you must respect your wife. Do not disrespect them, and also do not disrespect women in general, because Dhanishta can also have this curse of disrespecting women, and you will face the consequences of it, even by the speech. So be careful with that for the men who have Venus in the Dhanishta Nakshatra. And most importantly, for the men who have Venus in the Dhanishta Nakshatra, you will get a very beautiful wife, that's for sure. Even though beauty is like a just for the outer look, clearly can see for the men who have Venus in the Dhanishta Nakshatra, you will have a very beautiful life, because the opposite nakshatra is Ashlisha. Ashlisha is known for very beautiful eyes, and also Maga for a very beautiful face and very royal type of people, very royal type of look they will have. Even though they are wearing very normal clothes, they will still look very fine, very beautiful. So for the men who have this, you need to understand that always balance your feminine energy. For a man or woman, regardless of gender, we all have masculine and feminine energy within ourselves. And it is us who have to balance that. If you're not balancing it, for example, you are staying only in a masculine, just because you're born as a man, you're staying only in a masculine energy, just because I born as a woman, I'm staying in a feminine energy, that's not going to help. That is where comes the most chaos things, and you will feel very terrible. You can see the up and downs in your life is like consistently it's coming. So this is for, especially for Venus in Dhanishta, you must have, it's like must. I'm emphasizing the word, it's a must for you to always balance the feminine energy if you are a man, and for the woman to always balance your masculine energy. The opposite nakshatras have very strong feminine energy, where your toxic masculinity can be hurt if it's not balanced. For example, for the man, as I say, there is a say, they always say the man cannot cry so much on, so much on, so much on. it's it's time for us to understand we all are human, we can cry, it's not something wrong. Just because you're born as a man you cannot cry, or just because women cry we call them, oh, they are emotional, and then man is what, they don't have emotions. We all have emotions, so it's time for us to accept as a human first. So this is where you need to really balance your feminine energy and also your masculine energy, because the moment Dhanishta, if you didn't, for the people who have Venus in Dhanishta, if you didn't balance the feminine and also masculine energy within yourself, it really gonna affect in all aspect of your life, not only professional but personal life, your family, your friends, everything. So the next thing is, your partner won't accept you in first look. Okay, so here's the thing. So your partner, as I said, they are already someone who is very much intuitive, who is very much have that strong intuition within them. So the one thing that I would say for Venus and Dhanishta is, they will look through you. The moment you see someone, for Venus and Dhanishta people, you can fall head over heel for your partner, but they will actually look at you as someone who is not having that balanced energy, or someone, they will question you a lot. So this is something that can happen for Venus and Dhanishta people. And also you can fall for people who have Atmakarka, Ashlisha Nakshatra and Magha Nakshatra, because it is opposite Nakshatra and also very strong Nakshatras. So whenever you are looking at someone, you feel like you're attracted to them, just ask them their chart and you will, probably they have Ashlisha and Magha Nakshatra there, and that's why you get attracted to them. So for people who have Venus in Dhanishta, always be aware for Ashlisha and Magha Nakshatra. These two nakshatras, you will fall head over heel over this nakshatras people, literally. Okay, this is specifically for the men who have this placement, Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra. You need to really in tune with your feminine energy. Don't ignore it, don't make fun of it, or don't make fun any woman in your life. Just don't. It will really come back to you. And also for the Venus in Dhanishta, the another thing is, look at your Mars sign and look at the house that your Mars is in and see, is it always you tend to fall in love or you tend to have issues regarding the house that Mars is in, not Venus, Mars, because Dhanishta is a Mars ruled nakshatra. So look at Mars in your chart and see if it does, you seems like you're attracted to the type of people who, where your Mars is, where your Mars nakshatra, look at the nakshatra of the Mars that you have in your chart. Most probably that is where you tend to attract people, but you will tend to get married to the people who have Ashlisha or Magha nakshatra, as I said, because this opposite nakshatra for Dhanishta is very strong. More than any other sign, it is Ashlisha and Magha nakshatra people. So also, for the Venus in Dhanishta, if you have interest in music, this is for you, not for your partner. Your partner is someone who really have very good artistic talents and everything. This is for you, for people who have Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra. If you have interest in music, if you have interest in art, try to pursue it as a hobby, or try to go for the class, attend a class, learn it, because that will help you to activate this Venus energy in a good way, because Venus naturally represents art and Dhanishta is also very much strongly inclined to into the artistic lines, but you may be a bit not in tune into this nakshatra, unless if you have as Atmakarka or third degree, 3 highest degree planet of the Venus, then yeah, for sure you will have. But if you have thought that you want to pursue it, try to pursue it. It's actually very good thing for people who have Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra. So this is overall for Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra. And I'm actually thinking, because sometimes I tend to forget what are the things that I want to say for the Venus Nakshatras. So I may do it as a shorts of whatever the things, whatever the points, or whatever the observational astrology that I'm seeing right now when I'm reading the chart. And it's like keep coming back. Whenever there's a repetition, I know, okay, this placement, this nakshatra is definitely represents whenever it is placed in this planet. So I will do it that as a shorts, but I'm not sure how to do that as a playlist. I'm still learning about this YouTube. So yeah, I will try to do it that. But so far, this is for Venus in Dhanishta Nakshatra. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because that helps me a lot. And thank you so much for watching. See you guys in my next video. Bye bye.